Hi everybody, this is Ralph McFall from Dharma Publishing. Today I wanted to share something about practice or practices. One of the interesting features of Tarthang Tulku's books is that many of them have lots of exercises, sometimes 20 or 30 different exercises that I've always found really, really engaging and illuminating. And so I wanted to share, do a series of videos where we share some of those exercises. And I think about there's a traditional model for learning or for the development of wisdom in Buddhism they call hearing, reflecting, and meditating. And the first part, hearing, is whether you're reading or you're listening to someone talk, is getting all of your filters out of the way and really being open to the information or the viewpoint that's being expressed. Then the second step is reflecting on that, which means that, okay, now we took in the viewpoint to consider, and we want to reflect on it, compare it to our own experience, and start to integrate it into our life to some degree. But the third step is the more critical one, or final one, is meditating. And that means, of course, formal meditation, but for me it also has the sense of integration. So how you actually take the knowledge, or the conceptual knowledge, or the viewpoint that's been expressed, or the thing that's being pointed out, and how do you actually integrate it into your experience in a way that has a lasting impact. So I think a lot of Tarthang Tulku's exercises or practices have exactly that function. Some of them are meditative, but many of them are challenging assumptions that we have about the way the world works, or engaging in positive attitudes or healthy attitudes in particular ways. I think it's a really important part for Western practitioners to have a practice like that. We get very caught up in doing and in responding to everything that life presents us with throughout the day. And for me, not all the time, but periodically I need to refresh my mind by doing some study and having a kind of a practice, meaning I have a little bit of a secret project that I'm working on, that I'm keeping my mind tuned up for, to make observations or make little challenges to my ways of behaving, etc. So for me that brings a kind of lightness or brightness to the mind, and also yields really useful knowledge that we can then share with other people. So today I wanted to share a very short practice from the book Mastering Successful Work, the second book in the Skillful Means series. And that book has a lot of exercises, including appendices at the end that are tools for change and tools for troubled times. So I wanted to share an exercise that is called exercise letter G, called One Small Step. Here is a short-term goal you can practice at any time. Tell yourself, today I will not make discouraging pronouncements to myself or to other people. If you succeed in doing this, congratulate yourself. Remember that there are many people who would be unable to take such a step, and dedicate your success to their welfare. So I found this one really helpful at different times. You know, I can have the idea like, well, I don't want to talk. If I start to listen to myself, my inner dialogue, right? If I listen to my inner dialogue, sometimes I think if somebody else were saying those things to me, I would tell them to go away. But it's inside my mind. But what I found helpful about this formulation is the use of the word discouraging, because that for me gives a very easy metric. You know, it's like this kind of dialogue that's running in my mind. Is it discouraging, like losing heart, you know, kind of talk? And if it is, then okay, I could just cut it off, you know, and then I can reflect on my interactions with others and see, you know, was the way I worked with that person, do you think they found it discouraging? Like, did it leave them uplifted, or did it leave them like bummed out, you know, and with less energy for the task or for what they're doing? So I'll read it just one more time. So here's a short-term goal you can practice at any time. Tell yourself, Today, I will not make discouraging pronouncements to myself or to other people. So I hope you find that valuable. I hope you try it out and that it keeps your day uplifted. And we'll see you next time for another practice from Tarthang Tulku.